It's day 275. The Shepherd Who Ran to Paradise. There was a frenzy of panic on the streets of Khaybar. While men were anxiously running about everywhere, the shepherd Yasar was returning to the city from a mountain with his sheep. He didn't know what was happening. Yasar, who was a black slave, went into the crowd and asked, "What is this? What is happening?" "Don't you see?" they said. "We are fighting." Yasar asked, "Who are you fighting with?" "With a man who is claiming to be a prophet," they said. As soon as Yasar heard the word prophet, he paused as if a fire had dropped into his heart. He wanted to see the prophet. Climbing up the towers of the castles, he started observing those who were surrounding the castle. He couldn't recognize who the prophet was among the crowd. Curiosity and love for that man were growing inside him as he thought, "Who is the prophet? What kind of a person is he?" He took his sheep and left the castle. On the outskirts of Khaybar, he started looking for the prophet. He asked anyone he met. Finally, he found him. The prophet, under the shower of the arrows, welcomed him with a smiling face. Yasar was meeting for the first time in his life a person with such a handsome face full of love. He looked at him with admiration and asked, "I heard you are a prophet. Can you please explain the religion you have brought?" The prophet explained Islam to Yasar. He answered his every question, and then he taught him how to say the Shahada. Yasar said, "I am a poor, ugly shepherd with black skin. If I become a Muslim, what is there for me as a reward?" Now the prophet gave him a warm smile and answered, "If you die with Iman, with proper faith in Allah, as a reward, you will be given paradise." Yasar said, "I have believed you and I have become a Muslim." He said the Shahada, "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah." But he had one more worry. "These sheep are not mine. What should I do with them?" he asked. The prophet said, "You have to give back the sheep to the owner." He was very sensitive when it came to giving back a trust to its owner. That is why the Meccans called him Muhammad al-Amin, Muhammad the Trustworthy. The prophet instructed Yasar in the rest of the actions he had to take. He said, "Take your sheep outside the army. Guide them by throwing several pebbles. Allah will send them back to their owner." Yasar did as he was told. By throwing several pebbles, he sent them towards their home. Later, he sat aside and watched them leaving in the direction of the town. When he saw the sheep going towards the house of the owner, he returned joyfully and joined the prophet's army. The shepherd Yasar had been just a simple shepherd an hour ago, unaware of what was happening in the world, wandering in the wilderness with his sheep. He was a poor slave without any dignity. Now he had the honor of recognizing the master of the universe and his servant. There could be no one happier than him.